The House of Representatives Committee on Justice declares the third and fourth impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte is sufficient in form. The House Justice Panel began its deliberations on Monday, March 2. During the hearing, the first impeachment complaint filed by the Makabayan Coalition against Vice President Duterte was set aside by the panel for allegedly violating the one-year bar rule. Meanwhile, the second impeachment complaint against the Vice President has been formally withdrawn after both endorsers and complainants took an oath swearing that they are pulling out their petition to support the third impeachment complaint endorsed by clergy members and lawyers. The third impeachment complaint was filed by Father Joel Saballa and other clergy members and was endorsed by ML Party List Representative Laila de Lima on February 9, while the fourth impeachment complaint lodged by Attorney Nathaniel Cabrera was submitted on February 18. No House lawmaker objected to the motion to declare the third and fourth impeachment complaints sufficient in form, prompting House Justice Committee Chairman Representative Jervil Luistro to make the declaration.
Madam Chair, I move to declare the third impeachment complaint as sufficient in form.
There is a motion to declare the third impeachment complaint sufficient in form. Do I hear a second? Is there any objection? Hearing none, the chair declares the third impeachment complaint, that is Father Saballa et al. Impeachment complaint, sufficient in form. So ruled.
Madam Chair, I move to declare the fourth impeachment complaint as sufficient in form.
There is a motion to declare the fourth impeachment complaint, that is Cabrera impeachment complaint, sufficient in form. Do I hear a second? The same has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the chair declares the fourth impeachment complaint, that is Cabrera impeachment complaint, sufficient in form. So ruled.
After the hearing, Luistro categorically stated that the third and fourth impeachment complaints passed the sufficiency in form requirement since it did not violate the one-year bar rule.
It is the intention of the Justice Committee to include that in the determination of sufficiency in form, no? Because we understand that the one-year prohibition is part of the procedural requirement which must be complied with also in filing an impeachment.
The House Justice Panel will resume its hearing on Tuesday to determine whether the complaints are sufficient in substance. All of the impeachment cases against Duterte cited allegations of betrayal of public trust, bribery, graft and corruption, including the misuse of 612 million pesos in confidential funds. The proceeding comes as Vice President Duterte announced her presidential bid in 2028. The Department of Migrant Workers says there is no order yet for the mass repatriation of more than 2 million Filipinos in the Middle East amid the ongoing crisis there. In a briefing on Monday, March 2, Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Kakdak says the government is ready should a repatriation be necessary.
So we're ready. We're ready for such an eventuality. With the proper resources, the private sector as well as the public sector resources in terms of transport by sea, by air, or by land.
Kakdak says that although there is no order for mass repatriation yet, some Filipinos have shown interest in returning to the country. Kakdak adds that they are working with concerned authorities on preparations.
Merong mga identified exit points doon sa mga nagmanifest na nais na nilang ding umuwi. We are working out along with the DFA and the host countries, yung manner in which we will start moving people through these exit points. Walang mass repatriation sa ngayon kasi yun po ay yung mandatory level, which is alert level 4. But for the countries in the Gulf and Israel, hindi pa ho tayo humantong sa level ng repatriation, but mass repatriation, but may mga humihiling na rin. Halimbawa sa Dubai, 80 ang humiling na kung maaari. It's a live count of course, but kung maaari ay sila'y makauwi na. Kaya't we are already also preparing.
According to Kakdak, the Department of Migrant Workers has already coordinated with the Department of National Defense regarding the supposed possible use of military assets at the proper time. Kakdak is urging Filipinos in the Middle East to follow the protocols of their respective host countries as well as advisories of the Philippine government's foreign posts.
Timing is everything at this stage. Kaya hindi po tayo muna manghimasok sa protocols ng host countries, and also support the call to stay indoors, to stay safe, and to get one out of harm's way.
Philippine National Police Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. is refuting a statement by lawyer Nicholas Kaufman that killings continued under President Bongbong Marcos' administration. Kaufman is former President Rodrigo Duterte's lead defense counsel at the International Criminal Court. He made the pronouncement during the third day of the confirmation of charges hearing for the former president. The prosecution and defense teams, along with legal representatives of victims, deliberated before the ICC pretrial chamber judges on Duterte's 3 counts of crimes against humanity allegedly committed during his administration's war on drugs. In a briefing on Monday, March 2, Nartates was asked whether the police would refute Kaufman's statement. Nartates says,
Yes. Otherwise, give us the data and we will ensure that these vigilantes will be punished and or investigated.
During the confirmation of charges hearing, Kaufman cited a University of the Philippines study which recorded 342 killings under Marcos' administration in 2022. Based on the study, of the 342 killings, 162 of these deaths were committed by state agents. But Nartates says that as far as the PNP is concerned, every death is being investigated. The top cop further cites that internal mechanisms within the PNP were open for administrative and criminal investigations into implicated police officers.
Meaning whether it is on suspense or hindi pa na-solve, we are continuously solving that. Pertaining to operations conducted by law enforcement, not only Philippine National Police, meron tayong motu proprio investigation resulting to the filing of cases. At hindi moro-moro itong pag-file ng cases. It is through admin cases and as well as criminal cases. Lalong-lalo ng admin cases. At yan naman siguro ay inaayawan ng police at ayaw na ayaw nila yan. At I assure you that every that cases is being investigated, resulting to motu proprio investigation.
The Philippine National Police says gambling tycoon Atong Ang remains at large despite multiple raids in at least 20 locations since January. Ang is wanted on kidnapping charges in connection with the disappearance of at least 34 sabongeros who allegedly cheated in his games between 2021 and 2022. In a briefing on Monday, March 2, PNP Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. says the police have raided at least 20 properties and known whereabouts of Atong Ang. But according to Nartates, these raids turned out to be negative. Nartates says that authorities are also monitoring Ang's associates in case he was hiding with them and coordinating with the PNP's international partners amid the possibility that the gambling tycoon had fled abroad under an alias.
And of course, we are looking after yung kanyang mga kaibigan, baka nagtago at continuous ito. In fact, we have already scored a number of islands here in the Philippines para lang ma-deny and or the reported presence of fugitive Atong Ang ay nandun. So it turned out to be negative and we are in constant coordination with our international partners. Maybe baka gumamit ng ibang pangalan at napunta doon. But so far, with all of these indicators, the subject fugitive is still here.
The police chief did not immediately disclose where police were searching for Ang, but the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group previously said their efforts were concentrated in Metro Manila, Central Luzon, Calabar Zone, and the Bicol region. However, Nartates says their latest information indicated that Ang remains in the country.